A fighter gets cut for trying to cheat the scale. Teofimo's dad loses it in the corner. Patchy Mix gets dropped from the UFC and instantly announces a fight in RIZIN. And someone really took their steering wheel off mid-drive. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. Let's get into it, guys. Get your refreshment, guys. Get comfortable. That's Nothing's Forever by Stano and Zay Valens. Gonna be a great episode, guys. Welcome to episode 49 of the Daily Dose Podcast. Happy Monday. If you like real fight news, internet chaos, and unfiltered opinions, hit the like, subscribe, and share. It really helps more than you think. Shout out to today's sponsors, Jackpack LLC, as well as Complete Solutions. Looking to sponsor this podcast? Tap in. I'll have the link in the description. Email us and let us know. Man, pretty good fights again over the weekend. We had a combination of boxing and UFC, so that always helps. I mean, 325, I don't think it was quite as good as 324, but overall it was a pretty good card. The first kind of few cards were road to UFC, so, I mean, they were decent. They were good fights, don't get me wrong. Excuse me. I just felt like they seemed more like they were regional LFA fights. They didn't really seem like they were high-level UFC fights, so little weird there. Then we got some submissions. Cody Brundage got stopped. There were some good fights on there. Ty Ferguson, excuse me. Tai Tuivasa loses his sixth fight in a row. I mean, that was obviously a bad matchup. That guy was a big guy, 6'8". But Ty actually caught him a few times. He had a chance to get him out of there. Overall, he just lost the decision. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Dan Hooker. Now, this one was interesting. I really felt like initially I thought Hooker, maybe he's been looking pretty good of late. Maybe he was going to have this last resurgence, but, he just didn't quite have the usual war in him like he did. He ended up getting TKO'd. He had some good moments, but, yeah, I just didn't see quite that usual Dan Hooker, which all those wars and short notice fights and everything like that, he's a bad dude, but unfortunately that's going to add up. So he lost by TKO. And in the main event, Alexander Volkanovski, he wins, doesn't necessarily have a flawless performance, right? It was 49-46, 49-46, 50-45, but he did get caught. There was a couple times, maybe twice, where he got caught with a pretty big shot. He got dropped. He could have got out of there, but other than that, he was actually fighting like the longer fighter. It was interesting. He was the one catching the jabs. He was kind of landing and slipping. He was really kind of putting it on Diego Lopez besides getting caught a few times. So, great performance from Volk overall. It'd be interesting to see, does he fight the winner of Laurent Murphy and Evelev, or kind of does any other matchups pop up? But, yeah, I mean, he looks good at 37. He's beating the statistics. Many fighters usually don't continue to win at that age. So, shout-outs to him. Like I said, overall, pretty good card. And then we also had some boxing. So, of course, the main event on there was Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. I told you guys. And not only did it kind of go how I thought, it wouldn't even work. Like, Shakur pitched a shutout. You could have given round 8 if you wanted to Teofimo. But other than that, every round went to Shakur. Now, something that was just crazy, especially on that level, I don't know if Teofimo Sr., I don't know his, boxing credentials, but Buddy sounded like he was giving advice to his homie in the back of Applebee's fighting a bum. Like, telling him, haymaker, hit harder, you're going to hate yourself tomorrow, what's wrong with you? Like, give me some power, hit him. Like, dog, what are you talking about? Where was any good advice? And this was a lot of things I was saying to people that I was talking to in the build-up is like, Shakur is around Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, Keyshawn Davis, all these great current, former, and future fighters, right? And who's Teofimo around? His dad? He's sitting there hitting the bag and his dad's yelling in the background. So, I mean, his dad absolutely gave the worst corner advice ever. And I think Teofimo, to really be who he could be, he needs a camp. He needs better training partners. He needs a better coach. But yeah, the advice, go back and watch some of the clips. and I'll put some in here. Look, I mean, it's just absolutely embarrassing how much Teofimo's dad just did terrible at cornering. It was funny, even pre-fight, so him and Bud were getting into it, because again, Teofimo kept basically acting like he was going to smoke Shakur and then fight Crawford. Buddy, Crawford would absolutely kill you, like not even close. Something crazy too, fighter Tiger Johnson gets into it with Bill Haney. Now allegedly this video, the guy getting stomped is Tiger Johnson. Both of them look like they took a little smacks afterwards, but absolute chaos just breaks out. Devin was in the middle of getting an interview. That was pretty crazy. Then you had the confrontation with Rolly Romero and Conor Benn ringside, as well as Conor Benn goes into the ring afterwards and kind of eyes Shakur Stevenson. So this was very interesting. Is that who he fights next at 47? It would be kind of similar. The only danger with Conor Benn is being bigger. He's going to definitely try and just walk down to give some shots, but you know, technical-wise and everything like that, Shakur could pick him apart. It's just the different size is going to be a problem there. One thing I did notice, so Shakur absolutely just controlled the pace. He was one step ahead. Every time Teofimo went to swing, he got jabbed in the face. He got busted up and his eye open from literally the same jab. Just Shakur was just putting it on him. One thing I will say, though, critique-wise, I don't know if Shakur has that full killer instinct, right? I felt like with how much in control he was, he really could have tried to put it on him and get him out of there, but he was really just cruising. He was just doing what he needed to do. I mean, it was flawless, don't get me wrong, but if he really dug down deep and engaged, he could probably get some finishes, and that's what really put him into that superstar level, because people are always going to critique him. You know, people that are casuals are going to say he's boring. I'm not saying that. He really has opportunities, and I mean, he masterclass. Teo had no answers for him. And that's, I mean, in the corner. Teo's dad should have told him to feint, to throw punches and bunches, to keep your hand up. He was, you know, he had his backhand and his lead hand down. He had no hands up, and he was just getting tagged away. So it was just really crazy to see kind of the low-level camp and corner he has around him. He's kind of gotten further than he really should have. And I saw a post-fight interview of him saying he doesn't get his fair shot. I would disagree, buddy. I think that you've gotten a lot of big opportunities fighting Vasyl Lomachenko and things like that you maybe shouldn't even have got based off your record and stuff. You earned it at the time. He's had some amazing finishes. He's had some big finishes, some big wins. But, yeah, I just thought that was kind of a weird statement for him to say. Overall, I'll be curious to see where he goes from here. Again, he could still win fights just with everything he's doing now. But I really think to get to that next level and get to, you know, champion defending belts, he needs a better team and camp around him. In the co-main, you had Keyshawn Davis. He had a great performance. He was having a chess match that he was kind of getting the better side of, right? But Jaime Ortiz was hanging in there. The body shots were starting to land up. He dropped him in the 11th, ultimately finished him in the 12th. That was great to see. He still has that power throughout the fight. Coming off a long layoff, you know, after the unfortunate weight, he missed weight. And then they got into that fight. Fight gets canceled in his hometown. So that was great for him to see come out and get a big win. He calls out Devin Haney. I saw Devin Haney say he's down. So that could be a good fight. Now, again, Devin Haney might be just a little more skilled. But I think Devin's biggest problem is he doesn't have enough power. So I still would pick Keyshawn Davis in that fight. And the fight before that, you had Bruce Shushu Carrington with a great win. Kind of same thing. He was having a pretty good chess match, but he was getting the better exchanges. Then he has this beautiful 5-6 punch combo to finish the fight. Great card overall. It was actually funny too. One of the bigger moments of the heavyweight fight. Check this out. Baby Miller's hair pops right off mid combo. Gets cracked with one and his hair flies off. Buddy, if your hair is like that, just let it go. You know what I mean? It's all good. We're not judging, but that was absolutely funny, guys. Great weekend of fights overall. Glad the fights are back, as well as we have another UFC card this weekend. So let's check it out and see what we're looking at. UFC Fight Night, Mario Bautista versus Oliveira. This is at bantamweight inside the Apex. Co-main, Amir Albazi versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Jailton Almeida's on there. One of the Bassarat brothers is on there. Dustin Jacoby, Alex Moreno. There's some decent fights. You know, it's on the, it's a fight night, so free card. I think I'll take Jailton Almeida. I'll take Amir Albazi, and I'll take Mario Bautista. These are both kind of interesting fights. I think if Amiri has a big win, he could potentially be looking at a flyweight title shot. Bautista, again, just keep inching his way up there. That bantamweight division is just so stacked, so tough. I don't even know that he's ranked that high up there yet. So definitely interesting to see. Good fights from the past weekend, guys. Lots of current events. Let's see what else we got here. Excuse me. Now look at this. This was an absolute mismatch. Who let their dad get in the ring like here and get absolutely beat by Buddy? I mean, I was like, what in the world, guys? Pretty crazy to see that stuff like this sanctioned and happens, but nonetheless, this dude got an absolute beating. Hopefully, he at least got a paycheck. Now, Shavkat Rakhmonov injured again. He's been out for over a year. Looks like he's going to be out another 8 to 10 months. He was spotted on crutches. Man, just can't get a break. That's definitely a tough situation to be in. He was, had a lot of hype. He had some good wins, but he didn't quite get there yet. So we'll see if he can bounce back and still make a run for the title there. Now, Patchy Mix was quietly cut from the UFC. Obviously, he had some back-to-back losses. Didn't really look spectacular. He was, injured for one of them. Maybe he was struggling to get his footing kind of settled in the UFC. Nonetheless, signs to RIZIN. I want to say March 7th, he has his first fight. Kind of addresses the whole situation with the UFC. So, hopefully he has some big wins. He still says he would like to earn his way back. So we'll see what happens. Now we got Arman Tsarukyan versus Giorgio Poulos. This is the guy, it's going to be on RFA 6. This is the guy that has that social media account challenging people to take him down. He's actually a pretty good wrestler. It's going to be a tough one, though. Arman's been smashing everybody. Lance Palmer, he smashed someone else on there. Chad Mendez, I think maybe. He's been looking really good, but that's pretty cool. That RFA, they've been getting a lot of big matches, been getting a lot of hype. I heard they're paying pretty well, so definitely interesting to see. Tyson Fury back on this Netflix card. I couldn't even say the guy's name. I needed to look a little bit more into him, but yeah, for the 50th time, he's coming back out of retirement. I think he just goes through ups and downs, and he knows when he's in camp, it at least makes him feel a little better. He's definitely a hell of a fighter. Always love watching him fight. Now, guys, for you influencers that always call out Sean Strickland, check this out. This is a sparring video of him in welterweight. Sometimes I think more recently he's been at middleweight too, but Michael Fijeda, the guy that does the backflips and all that stuff, they are absolutely scrapping. I'm like, no, sir, I'm good on that. Now, Greg Hardy over the weekend wins the Peak Heavyweight Fighting Championship, guys. Now, again, shout outs to him, I guess, right? But to me, that shows that obviously he must not have anything else going for him. There's no way he's making, a livable wage fighting at Peak Championship. So it's just something interesting being around a lot of fighters and at Jackson's and stuff. A lot of people get delusional. You do have to be delusional and confident, but a lot of times cats don't know when to call it or when to focus on other stuff as well, right? And what happens is these guys pursue nothing but fighting. They don't get any job skills, degrees, anything like that. And when it doesn't go even close to going their way, now they're really in a shitty position in life. CTE, no skills, late 30s. So, any money you do touch, guys, any opportunities you do have, pursue it fully. But you got to be realistic. If you're not going to make hundreds of thousands, tons of money in the UFC, then have another job and figure out how to train and work around it, because, you don't want to end up spending the last 20, 30, 40 years of your life struggling, barely getting by. Now, something absolutely savage. So it's interesting. Obviously, before Ilia won the belt, there was that video. I think it was Embedded maybe, or the Road to whatever. And he has this huge house, and DC's like, "What's up, man? Like, where'd you get this?" And he was just saying off his name, off this and that. And a lot of people thought it was from his wife's family's money. And now that they're being divorced, his house is for sale. So kind of seems that way. But anyways, Arman Tsarukyan said, "Brother, if you fight me, I'll buy your house." Oh, this dude is crazy. It's more funny because he could actually buy it. That's the crazy part. He could have his pops buy that in a heartbeat. But yeah, I think that would be definitely Ilia's toughest matchup right now at 155, since Islam's at 170. Real quick, guys, if you're rocking with the podcast, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe button, share, send this to a friend. It really helps. Appreciate all the support I've been getting. The channel's growing. I love all the interactions with everybody. Yeah, thank you for the support. And again, email me if you want to support the pod. Look at this video right here. This is so disrespectful. Some NYC goons just chuck snow at Michael Rappaport mid-rant. He's sitting here recording. Look at this. Just disappears. I would be so hot, bro, but I mean, I guess that's what happens when you're a character. I like Michael Rappaport. I know he gets shit sometimes. Now we got Adam22. Goodness gracious. He comes out and says, yeah, you know what? When the first punch that Jason Love landed, I knew I was fucked. Like, what? I've never, again, guys, if you've never been in a fight, if you don't know what fighting is like, you've never been in real altercations. Not that Jason Love was a crazy fighter, but to me, that looks like Adam's never even been in a fight in your life. Why do you think you're a badass? Like, bro, I don't care if people are shorter than him, whatnot. He talks reckless to people that would whoop his ass. So it's crazy to see. If you are 40 years old, you've never been in a real fight, maybe just a couple random street fights, you don't understand fighting. Sorry guys, I know it boils your blood, but if you haven't trained, competed, sparred, anything at a high level to understand what real confrontations bring, then you just don't know. So that was just a perfect example of it. This dude is crazy right here. He removes, I don't know if he's trying to adjust it, but he removes the steering wheel. Look at his reaction. This dude absolutely shit his pants. That is nuts. I'm like, I'm good on that. I don't know why people try and do this crazy stuff for reactions, but I'm absolutely good on that. Now, Little Baby agrees to fight DJ Academics on brand risk. First of all, that'll probably be an absolute terrible fight. I imagine neither one of them cats can really throw a punch, so it'll probably be absolutely terrible. But hey, that's what brand risk does, is just get influencers and throw them on there. But hey, at the same time, at least both guys are down to settle their dispute that way, so I do respect that. Another big Misfits card coming up, Andrew Tate versus Sergio Ramos. And I saw that allegedly his brother was fighting that Zoltan soccer player, so Tristan Tate versus Zoltan. I mean, they must be getting big bags. That would be the only reason to fight. Neither one of them. I mean, we'll see what Tristan brings, but Andrew didn't show us anything like a real fighter. So, maybe he enjoys it. Maybe he's getting a big bag. I'm sure people will tune in. Now, fake FBI agent shows up at the jail trying to take Luigi Manganini. That was absolutely crazy. They're wondering, was this someone random? Was it someone from the government? Was it someone he sent? Just like, buddy, it does not work like that. So it got shut down pretty quick, needless to say, and he did not, get out of there. Some other breaking news, we have a Hunger Games edition too, guys. I saw 6 inmates from escape from a Louisiana prison again, so let's see how long they stay off there. Now, a new segment I want to do is Crime of the Week. I want to break down, talk about, highlight a crime, whether it's crazy, funny, whatever it may be. This video right here, this is a crime. Everybody who watched and let this dude do that, if this isn't AI, you know how painful that is, bro. So this Crime of the Week was starting off more on a funny note, but I do want to start maybe highlighting one. I'm always just interested in crazy cases, how they turn out, how people are thinking. Just always interesting to see. So great podcast today, guys. Lots of good fights from the past weekend. Tons of current topics. I really appreciate everybody rocking. I enjoy the interactions. Everybody who subscribes, tunes in. It really, really means a lot, guys. As always, before we get out of here, let's get to the message of the week. Be careful chasing instant gratification, guys. I see people just wanting stuff so bad that they're not willing to put in the work, right? They'll start a business. They want to advertise for a week, make 50 calls, and become a millionaire. It doesn't work like that, guys. People want to work out for 2 months and become shredded. After 2 months, they're not shredded. They go back to eating like shit and get in worse shape, right? It doesn't work like that. They try and pick up a skill. After 6 months, it doesn't go where they think it's going to go. They give up. It does not work like that, guys. Think about how quick, wherever you're at in your life, 20, 30, 40 years old, think how quick you got there and how much time and how quick time really goes by. And just lock in 2, 3, 4 years. Don't expect something from anything, whether it's a podcast, a business. your fitness goals, whatever. Just chip away, and before you know it, when you look up, you'll be happy with the results. I guarantee you that, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. That's a wrap on episode 49 of the Daily Dose Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you to my sponsors. If you guys need any type of work in Albuquerque and the surrounding areas, Complete Solutions got you covered. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Monday.